So here we are. This is the day we get the Sweet Sue off the barrels, and there's one or two more jobs that I've got to do over the next week, and then we'll get her in. We'll get her on the trailer. You can see there's no name yet, 1 or 2 bits are missing. But there's the rudder to do, and the name to put on, and just 1 or 2 other little bits and pieces to get her absolutely right. This is the rudder, started rubbing it down. So I've got 1 coat of varnish on the rudder and 1 coat of varnish on the rudder head. The other thing I've done is I've got the heater on in here. There's a cold old day in Suffolk, very chilly, and the air temperature is bad, or very low. Depends what you're doing as to whether it's bad or not. When you get down a few more layers, if you want, and I aren't down a few more layers, I ain't gonna pretend I am, but a bit of wire wool, that is also very good for varnish. A fine wire wool, that is actually almost as good as that 240. It makes a good job of it. I'm going to put the tiller together today and rudder. It's all dried off nicely, and just going to polish up these. Look, quite straightforward. Little bit of soft wire wool. There you go, gone. That's stainless steel. So I'm just going to do all those bits with that, and you can see, cleaned up nicely, and that'll be ready to go back on. She's on. Now what I've got to do is I've got to put my lines back on it so that I can pull it up and put it through that jam plate. Now, very importantly, is the outboard. This is going to get me out of trouble if I get in trouble. And on this river, you can, because the tides are quite swift. And this is how you get the spark plug out, which for £6, I'll change the spark plug every year. And this is the oil, which needs to be changed, which I have changed. And then check for quantity on the dipstick. For what little that costs, that's very worthwhile. You can see us in a barrel of water. I'm checking to make sure that everything works on it, and that the water stream is coming out of the bottom of the engine, which it is on the other side. Very important, because of course it's water cooled, so it has to be in a barrel to run it. Next thing is to put it back on the boat, and as I said before, this has got a sort of a lift and board on the back to take the, can't think what it's called, but it's called something, to take the engine. And if you do them up, you can see that they lock. You can put a padlock through those 2 holes. As well as putting the padlock through, the next thing I do is I've actually got a steel wire rope on it, and that is fixed on, so that just give it a bit more security. We don't expect a lot of trouble up here, but you never know. That's just to make the end less sharp. So the next thing is we put the name into the laptop, and the vinyl plotter cuts it out.
Right, this bit is called weeding. So what I'm doing, and this is only the second time I've done this, so I've got to be careful and try to remember how to do it, which isn't complicated, but I just want to get it the right way around or that'll be a complete mess. So what I'm doing is I'm taking bits of this away that aren't the letters. I get those two tops of the two S's the same distance from the top. Like there, and there. And they should be neat.
As you can see, it is possible to teach monkeys rudimentary skills.
Well, you learnt them. Have you switched your computer off yet?
No, do you want me to?
Well, I wouldn't know how. So that could be one of the rudimentary skills that you'll learn.
There we go. Now it's Sunday morning, everything is done, and we're got down to the river, we got down on a high tide, we've got the best chance of getting her in. Mark's just putting the strops on, and the old Massey Ferguson, the faithful Massey Ferguson, is being employed again. I keep her close to the ground because although it don't look much of an angle, when you actually go down that bank, that feel a terrific angle in that tractor. So I just dropped her down nice and low, so that if the tractor were to tip a little, then there won't be any damage done. As it happened, I was probably being overcautious. We're just taking the time. Mark's got the bow line, and I'll have to get in a minute and get those strops off. But this is the moment I've been waiting for since we pulled them in November. That's as far as I dare go. Just drop her in. She's nearly floating. She's not going to take a lot, and she doesn't have much draft anyway. I'm just getting the strops off, which I'll put my wellies on, and then what we're going to do is pull her up against the jetty, and Mark will then walk her down towards the hammerhead. Thanks to Sue for doing the filming again, because we can't do all of it and the filming, can we? can see Ash, the boathouse dog, is enjoying the whole process. She's really putting her back into it. You can see the boat is almost there. That's almost floating. There we go. There we go. And she's afloat for the first time this year. Really pleased. Now we get her up to the top of the hammerhead, and then, well, to be quite honest, there was no way we were going to miss a morning just having 15 or 20 minutes out, and that's all we got. But anyway, we're going to get her up there, going to sort some things out, and then we're going to go sailing.
Oi, get out of that. Beautiful. Rolling in Canadian goose poo.
Perfect.
Anyway, we're out. And here we go. And it was surprising. There didn't seem a lot of breeze, but once we got out there was enough to push us along quite nicely. So we went up to Oiken Church. And of course at Oiken Church, if the wind is in the quarter where it is, which is a sort of more or less a southeasterly, that just cuts it completely. There you can see Ash, the boathouse dog, really enjoying herself. That's the first time she's been out this year. Boat sailed beautifully as usual. It's a perfect little boat for this river. Mark and myself had a natter for 20 minutes. Probably about boats, I suspect. We're just following what's left of the channel markers, but then we found out we weren't anywhere near the channel. Just had to throw in a tack there to get on that other direction. And then it was time to come back. At this end of the river, we haven't got much of a window, only about 4 hours, 2 hours either side of high tide, and we put her in at high tide, and I suspect that took the biggest part of an hour to sort things out. So we thought we'd get back. We didn't really want to end up on the mud for the first trip of the year. A lovely morning. So thanks to Sue for the filming, thanks to Mark for your help, and I'll leave you with a few views of just us getting the boat sorted out and back on the mooring for the first time this season, and there'll be many more trips to come. There you go, there's Ash, she's had enough.
Oh, dry land.
Anyway, thank you very much for watching. This is Suffolk Sail and Salt Marsh, and please subscribe and like the page, share if you can please. That's always a great help to us. Lots more videos to come out. Anyway, till next time, cheerio.
You did say it once before.
Yeah.
But I thought we looked for it and you couldn't find it. You said it was up on top of there.
Yeah, but then I think I found it in Terry's workshop and then brought it back again.
what's in there somewhere now.
Wrong way, eh?